Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Nick and today we're going to be doing some chemistry and I'm going to look at intermolecular forces, which are forces between different molecules. Before, what we were doing was intramolecular forces, which were forces within the molecules themselves. Now we're going to look at forces between two different molecules. So let's look at an ion dipole force. Now ion is either got a positive or a negative charge. So if it was it could be an anion, which would be negative, or a cation, which is positive. So let's look at an anion, an ion with a negative charge. And that could then bond with a dipole. Now a dipole would have different poles. One could be positive and another could be negative. Here we've got a positive and a negative pole in the middle, and then another positive over here. So this is just a generic molecule, but let's look at how it might act in reality, our ion dipole forces. So let's think of a polar molecule like water. So we could have a water molecule like this, and we have the hydrogen the two hydrogens and then the oxygen. Now we know that the oxygen has a negative pole, and if you don't know about this, check out my previous video. I'm going to put a link on the screen now to where I talk about oxygen and hydrogen and why the hydrogen would be positive in the water molecule. Okay, so this is a dipole molecule. It's got its own intramolecular bond, but imagine that I was to dissolve salt in water. So I was to put some salt in water. Now what salt is NaCl, and that has positive and negative ions. The positive ions being our sodium. So let's say we have our sodium here. Okay, and sodium we know has a positive charge. So we put our positive here, plus, plus, plus. Sodium chloride, and then our chlorine has our negative. And so we see that our negative chlorine ions are being attracted to the positive end of the hydrogen side of the water molecule, which is positive. So here is, let's put in the signs, negative, Cl negative, and these are all surrounding the water molecule. And so we have these ions, and we can now put the ions in yellow so that we can see that those are the ions. And the water molecule, which has the dipole, is there in green. And so these then form an ion dipole force between them. Okay, so that's an ion dipole force. We've got an ion and a polar molecule, and this, in terms of the intermolecular forces, is the strongest one. It's not stronger than an intramolecular force, because remember, that's like covalent bonding. So when I talk of intermolecular strength in the next few videos, and we look at the other types of intermolecular forces, I'm comparing them to other intermolecular forces. If we look at an ion, it's permanently an ion. It's always got a positive or a negative charge. And the dipole, that's a permanent pole. So these are relatively strong intermolecular forces, these ion dipole forces. So in the next video, I'm going to look at ion-induced dipole forces. If this video helped you, please find the subscription link in the screen below or above and hit the subscribe button and like as well and share with your friends and all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next lesson.